What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm teaching you how to paint a tank at home using nothing but spray paint. Everything you can order from Amazon, and as you can see, we're here on my balcony. You can do this at home and you don't need none of the professional tools like an airbrush, air compressor, none of that. So let's get into it, I'll show you how to get it done. All right guys, so if you're getting your tank from Throttle Addiction, TC Bros, or whatever aftermarket support, you're obviously gonna get a fresh tin. It's not gonna have anything on it, no paint whatsoever. I got this from Facebook Marketplace and it was already primered and black based. So I'm a couple of steps ahead. That's all right though, because you guys at home, I'll let you know what to do. So with a new tin, keep in mind that people are handling it because they're packaging it for you to ship it to you. You're excited, you open the package, you're touching it. So we obviously secrete oils from our fingers, and so this is gonna get on the tank. So before you even paint your tank, what you want to do is just wash it real quick with some isopropyl alcohol, 70 to 91%. Most of you guys have it in your medicine cabinet, and that'll just get rid of all of the grease that's actually on the new tin. You're going to want to prime it. The whole thing is done obviously with spray paint on this video, and that's what I'm showing you. So white or gray primer does not matter. I would avoid getting paint and primer combo. Rustoleum makes those combos. I would just get primer only. What you should do is always give everything 24 to 48 hours to dry. When we're using spray paint, it's going to be releasing gas. So all spray paint has a degassing period. If you've ever painted anything in the past where you paint a primer and, you know, say you wait, I don't know, half hour, it'll be dry to the touch on top for sure. But when you go and do the the paint on top, then what's gonna happen is, because you didn't let it sit for 24 to 48 hours, the gas is going to expand underneath the layer of paint and you're gonna get it cracking and separating, and you're gonna get bad texture. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna have to go back, sand it all the way down, re-primer, repaint. So every time you do one of these layers, make sure you give it a day or two. The longer you wait, the better this is gonna come out. I made this little rig of just chain and little hook so that I could snap this on here. I can take this off obviously and put it on as I go. So right now I got a black base. We're gonna be doing Rustoleum glitter. This is gonna be essentially our flake, right? So the black base, the reason why I do a black base with glitter is this is basically just clear coat and glitter. That's all it really is. So anything that is on the other side of the clear coat is gonna show through. So when you do this glitter, having those little specks of black and the glitter on top is just gonna create depth. It's gonna look really awesome. So what you're gonna do is gloves, because obviously this stuff gets everywhere. And you're also gonna wanna use a respirator mask because there is literally microplastics flying everywhere and you don't wanna be breathing that stuff in. This stuff's no joke. Do it in a well-ventilated area. If you obviously have like a nice barn or somewhere to do this at home, good for you. I'm in my balcony, so this is where we're at. Give it a good couple shakes. You know, there's a bearing in here and you want to mix the paint and the glitter. Now, feel free to use the entire can because you're gonna create the black base, you're gonna add the glitter, and then we're gonna let this sit, and then we're gonna clear coat it. So the more flake you have on there, the better it's gonna look. But as you can see, it's evenly coated all the way around. The underside here in the tunnel doesn't really matter, but you know, I do it anyways because, you know, if the backbone is right here and it sticks out a little bit, you know, if you clean up the top rockers on the Harleys, you'll be able to see in there. So I still want to take care of it and make it look nice, but there's going to be other paints here, so it's not as important inside of the tunnel, but you know, do it in there. Unfortunately, I live by the airport here in San Francisco, so every once in a while you hear planes going by. One thing I forgot to mention is go and get yourself some painter's tape. It doesn't matter if you get beige or blue. Blue, I think, is technically better. This is $4 contractor grade. Really what you want to do is just stick a little bit here on the inside, and then this is a wassail style tank, so it actually has 2 ports over here on the bottom, so I can choose where I want to put my fuel filter. Plug those. You don't want paint going inside of here, because what's going to happen is you're not going to think about it, right? And then once this thing's already ready and it's on your bike and you start putting gasoline will just gunk up that paint and turn it into a sludge, which will get into, well, some people don't put fuel filters. I highly recommend a fuel filter when you're doing an aftermarket tank. And that's just going to get in your filter, that's going to get into your engine. It could cause problems, you know, so you want to avoid that. All right, guys, it's the very next day. This has sat now for 24 hours. Now we're gonna go with clear coat. You gotta buy this online. There might be a couple places near your house that will sell them. I used to have a House of Color here in San Francisco. Unfortunately, they closed. You can order this from Amazon. It's 20 bucks. This is 2K clear, so this is the good stuff. This has an activator button, so you're gonna, I don't know why I'm holding this. You're gonna grab this. This is the activation, right? So this is separated. There is 2 different canisters in here. And so you're gonna click on here. And actually, I can do it now rather than just telling you. So you wanna just kind of get it in there and smack it hard. You'll hear it break and seal. I don't know if you heard that in the smack, but. So what happens now, it's injecting one fluid into the other tank, and this is what's going to create a chemical effect where it hardens. But once you pop this seal, it's only good for 48 hours, which surprisingly, that's longer than I thought. I thought it would have been only like a day. Shake the hell out of this thing, you know, so that you get a good mixture of the 2 chemicals reacting with each other, and start coating right away. I mean, you have 48 hours apparently, but I don't trust that. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not like you're gonna just sit here, right? You're gonna do it right away because you're working on your tank. The reason why we're doing 2K clear is I'm gonna be doing, you know, pinstriping tape. And so for this specific project for myself, I'm gonna be doing flames coming down. I'm also gonna be doing an image transfer right here in the middle. So I'm gonna have to tape a lot of things off. And so right now it's just pure glitter and clear coat on top of that black base that we did yesterday. So this is gonna seal it, and it's gonna harden, and it's gonna be protected. So that way the next day when I go to pinstripe it and, you know, I do all of my effects and whatnot, which obviously I'm gonna elaborate in the next scene, when I peel the pinstripe tape, it's not gonna peel the glitter off of that black base, right? So we wanna seal it first, let it sit, really harden, and then we can start doing all of the fun stuff. What's up, guys? It is the next day. So the clear over the glitter is now hardened and it's ready to go. I can start building layers. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to print a sticker. This is an extremely shameless plug, but I own a printing company, leftcoastsigns.com. So for all your printing needs, let me know. I do high quality outdoor vinyl with UV printed inks. There are many ways for you to do an image transfer when you're doing a tank. I've seen a lot of people do like water-based transfers, and it looks great, but one thing that I've noticed is a lot of people don't know about DPI, and I don't expect you to. Obviously, you know, if you're not a graphic designer, none of this means anything to you. But me, I am a graphic designer. So DPI is dots per inch. You want a high pixel count. The higher the pixels, the better the quality image. Dude, I've been to so many chopper shows, and like I've literally looked at some of these tanks and I'm just like, bro, that's such a pixelated image. How I just don't get how you can put that on your tank. I'm not trying to hate on anyone, but it's just, you know, as a graphic designer, those are the things that I see, and I'm just a little picky about it. So I searched the internet. I'm doing a dedication to Elvira on my tank because she's a baddie, and I think baddies on tanks look so cool. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. So what I've done is I found a really nice high quality image of Elvira. You're not gonna be able to see this obviously because it's on a computer far away. I created you see this like pink cut line right here? So that's the cut line where it's gonna cut, and then I added a little bit of black on the outside just so that, you know, I don't have any white sticker showing. I'm gonna cut it in a coffin shape. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna print 2 of them. I'm gonna put one on there just to see where it lays, and then I'll do my pinstriping around it, right? I'm gonna do flames, I'm gonna do like lace work, I'm gonna paint it, which obviously you'll all see in a sec, and then I'm gonna peel that sticker off, do all of the painting, let that dry, and then I'm gonna apply a final sticker, which will be the sticker that stays on there, just so that I can get, you know, an idea of where everything is. I don't wanna start pinstriping and then all of a sudden I put the sticker on there and the coffin is over the flames and it just doesn't look good. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna print this real quick and then we can go ahead and start working on the tank. All right guys, so I put the sticker on here just so that I could just throw it on there and see kind of where everything is. I made it 7.5 inches, although I think I might actually make it 8 and have it a little bit more come from here, just so it still matches over here, and then it'll be slightly wider. Also, I felt that this print is just a little too dark, so I brightened it, and so I'm gonna do another revised print, which doesn't matter. This sticker is gonna come off. I just put this on here as a placeholder. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pinstripe and just, like, you know, basically avoid this section, because I didn't want to like go ahead and do pinstriping and then I put this sticker on top and then, you know, it cuts off a flame. That'll just look whack. So I'm gonna just avoid the coffin area, go ahead and do my pinstripe, peel this off, and then I can start painting the lace work with like black and slowly start building the layers with spray paint. All right, voiceover time. So right here, what I'm doing is just I'm putting the lace on the tank and I'm using it as a stencil basically. So those little things that you see me put on the corner, that's just magnets. I bought like 100 magnets for my business. And so I'm just using it to hold the lace work down. What I'm using here for the black is Montana 94. It is a low pressure paint, which is really good for using like detailed work. It's not like Rustoleum, which is high pressure and that's gonna shoot out really quick and make a big mess. This low pressure paint's like a lot more accurate, so it's easier to use. You can see right here, there's wrinkles in the lace work. Honestly, when you're doing lace work, it doesn't have to be super, you know, accurate. It's just kind of loose with it because you're gonna paint over it. There's gonna be layers on top of it, so it gets hidden away. Now that I did the lace work, I'm gonna go ahead and paint the flames black. Now, as you can see, I'm actually going over the pinstripe and that's totally fine. I'm doing that on purpose because that overspray, once you remove the pinstripe, the flames themselves will be really dark and black, and that little bit of overspray, what it's gonna cause, it's gonna be very light and separated by the pinstripe, that it's actually gonna look like a drop shadow. And so it's gonna make it look so that the flames are floating on top of the lace, and it gives it a lot of depth. And then lastly, I'm coming here with just like a toothpick, like dental toothpick. It's what I use in my business to like weed out vinyl. Makes it really easy to weed out all of this like pinstriping tape. And so there you go. If you look at that overspray on the flames, it just looks like a really cool drop shadow. Makes it look like it's floating over the lace. Just looks super nice. Okay, and then finally I'm using Nightshade spray paint. It's a red paint that is extremely non-opaque. It's very transparent, and it's meant so that you can tint clear glass on headlights, and that way you can just see everything underneath the red. Okay, so now that I've applied the red over the lace and the black and everything like that, at this point I would say that the flake that was underneath the black is gone. Obviously you can't see it. You can really only see the flake in the flame pinstripe and a little bit here where the lace work is. You can see it obviously in the parts that are red, but it is a little muted. So, Duplicolor Clear Effects. This stuff has glitter in it. It's a clear coat, but it also creates a rainbow sheen. So when the sun hits it, you're gonna see the entire spectrum of rainbow hit it. The sun's coming in right now, which I really appreciate it. So we're gonna smack it with a couple of layers of this. Oh man, I can already see the glitter coming in. And once you hit it with the light, which I'll do obviously a close-up in a second, you'll really see that rainbow sheen. Hey, good morning everyone. I realized I got way too excited in the morning and started doing stuff without filming, and I said, oh shit, but I don't want to like redo stuff. So all I did is, from everything that happened yesterday, was just install the sticker in the middle. That's it. Literally, that's where we're at. So the sticker is installed, and then all I did is I ran it just a little bit on the outside, because I'm gonna spray paint just the edges so that it fades in a little bit and that this line isn't so harsh that it looks like there's just literally a sticker. So I'm just trying to blend it into the tank. So yeah, this is just so that I don't get overspray on the rest of the tank. There, easy. Okay guys, we have made it to the end. A couple of hiccups here and there in the process of creating all this. The reality is I'm not a professional painter. Well, technically, right? So like I do sign painting and murals, and that I can do all day with spray paint on a wall where I don't have to worry about clear coat and all that stuff, and being extremely precise with pinstriping and whatever. So this is me accumulating years of knowledge of paint and applying it to this canvas, and overall I think it looks all right. I'm pretty happy with it. Last thing to do is seal the whole thing with its own clear coat.
Okay, well, I'm wearing my mask so you can't really hear my voice, but I want everyone to see this is a 3M fine sponge, and this is the best thing I've used so far. Look at all this orange peel right here. This literally cuts through it so quick. And it's like evenly hazy. This is what you need to sand this down. All right, so now that you got everything sanded down beautifully and evenly, you're not gonna have any orange peel anymore. So what you're gonna do is, this is still dusty, right? So you're gonna wanna clean it and get rid of all the dust with isopropyl alcohol. Wow, that was like instant. All right, so I cleaned the tank. Now, as you can see, it's starting to dry and it's becoming extremely dull. And that's because there's no more like super clear gloss. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit it with one more coat of the 2K clear coat. And because we sanded everything out as smooth as possible, I mean, keep in mind, this is obviously just for like everyday use. This is not a show ready bike. This is just for me to have like a nice tank on my bike. Once this is all clear coated, the orange peel should be at the most minimal, and then we can go ahead and mount it on the bike. Okay, now that we got it all wiped down and everything's all nice and clean, now we just need to coat it with the 2K clear. Remember, you're gonna pop it at the bottom, shake it for a really long time, and then go ahead and start clearing the tank.
Alright, so this is my little ghetto drying rack here in my vacuum closet.
But I want to just show you guys this clear and that clear effects that I was telling you with that rainbow sheen. That's that rainbow sheen that I was talking about. It just looks so good when the light hits it. It's gonna look even more amazing in the sun when this is on the bike. And I chose specifically to not have it in a couple places just so that, you know, it looks even better and accentuates all the parts that you want.
Alright guys, we're at the end of the video. So, if you followed all the steps, you got this. Or obviously your version of what you did. I'm super happy with the way this came out. The 3M fine sponge took care of that orange peel and the clear came out far better than I expected. This is something that I can truly be proud of, put on my bike and enjoy, and even be more proud when people are like, hey, where'd you get that done? And I'm like, I did this on my balcony with spray paint. So if you guys like this video, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, all that helps my tiny little channel. I appreciate all the love, everyone that comments and interacts with me. Follow me on Instagram, Left Coast Chopper, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.